Hey, yesterday I went to um, well, my dad gave me some money, but I mean, he needed it for his own health care stuff, but he gave it to me anyway. Um, he said he got surgery and stuff, and he's on a fixed income, so, but he gave me some of that, and my uncle John gave me some money, some cash, uh, and I used that to go to this place. I've been talking with this place, Fenicel in Columbus, Ohio, and then they referred me to Buckeye PMR, which is like physical medicine rehabilitation. I don't know what PMR stands for. Anyway, I went to Buckeye PMR in Grove City, and they did injections, and it was like I said, I got these spots like around like you have to move the SCM, right? Freaking lights. Hold on. You have to move the SCM out of the way like this way to get to it, because if you it's right behind the SCM, so it's like right here where your SCM is, and you have to push the SCM out of the way, and then it's in there. And I needed desperately, like they're messed up, like the tissue is torn. I can feel it like crunching and moving around freely, and it's inflamed and it's damaged, so it's torn. And I was saying I need I need injections in that area, so like right in that tissue. And they did what do you call it, stem cells, but like from the placenta, so not from my hip or whatever. And they kind of just injected it in the general area, and it was like just completely ignored all of my imaging, completely ignored all of my past procedures. um didn't inject it where I needed to. And I'm out to the point now where I think I'm just gonna do it myself, because it's like I wouldn't do something where it's like deep in my spine, especially around like C1, C2, around my brainstem. I would never put a needle there myself. Um, but like out in the side here, it's like there's nothing here. There's not like major nerves, arteries, etc. I mean, I've had injections so many times. It's like they just stick the needle in. Like, it's not rocket science. And I've given needles to animals like thousands of times. Um, my cat had diabetes, so I'm comfortable sticking needles in things. And especially I just like my whole body's damaged. Like, my knee, like right here on the top of my knee, like there's a tendon there, and it's like, am I gonna go to a place and spend like $500 so they can inject me with some saline and some dextrose solution? It's like, what the fuck am I doing? I just do this myself, you know? Like, it's not. I mean, I've studied anatomy, I studied biology, I took in school the classes that med students took. It's like every bone in the body. I studied every vein, every artery, every nerve, um, all the muscles. I used to be able to name them all, but I can't. But anyway, just to get this spot, I mean, I told Dr. Papas at regenexx. Actually, I don't know if I told Dr. Papas, but I told Dr. Schultz, and I told this place, and it's like they just can't get it in their heads. Like, yeah, there's a spot like in here, like, and they kind of just like eyeball it, and I'm just like I don't know why they can't get there. I'm like, it's kind of important. It's torn, it needs to be fixed. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm paying you money. Don't just wing it. Like I would know if I got injected there because it would hurt a lot, and I can feel where they injected, and I can feel, it's like they got like an inch. They got within like an inch, and it's like that's not like you have to inject like in the ligament, in the tissue. You know, I'm not saying like peripherally you can't heal some, like there won't be any some healing, just getting in the area, but it's like the the healing that I've had where it was a massive difference, like when I went to go see Dr. Papa's is a massive difference. So it was a massive difference when I saw it, when they injected the actual ligament. It's like in the area is not good enough. So yeah, I think it was just a waste of money. Um, so I was like, for the I think I'm gonna just try and focus on prolotherapy and just keep doing that every month. Like, I can give blood and then do prolotherapy. There's a guy up in Cleveland. Oh, excuse me. There's a guy up in Cleveland that does it, and I was like, but the only thing is getting a ride there. But if I go once a month, maybe my dad can take me if it's just once a month. And then if it's like $300 or $400 for like cervical injections, and he uses imaging to inject, um, then I could do that. And he could just go down all the ligaments, from C2 to C7, just inject everything. Because it's almost, and then those spot, and then like I could do these spots on the side. I could do, my elbow's been bothering me for 2 years. My ankle's been bothering me. My knee's been bothering me, and it's like, it's not rocket science. It's just, you just stick the needle in and do the injection. And if it was anything where like, oh, I gotta go under the patellar or like into my, rotator cuff, like deep in the joint, like I'm not gonna do that without imaging because I don't know what I'm injecting. But if it's just on the surface, and it's like, it's like this is like right under the skin, like 2 millimeters under the skin. It's like it's not injecting anything dangerous in that area. And yeah, I'm a little apprehensive about doing it, but it's like I can't just spend thousands of dollars every time I need some injection into, and I've got systemic problems. Like I don't have 100 grand to, pay someone to do basic ass shit. It's like, like I wouldn't inject my wrist and deep in there because of all like the nerves and tightly, there's a bunch of crap going on in there. But like, like if it was like a tendon on like the back of my arm or something like that, that's just away from stuff. Yeah, I could comfortably inject that. Um, you know, I mean, a lot of these doctors, from what I can tell, don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, even I see doctors at regenexx, and then they're just like, all right, I guess I stick a needle in, squirt some fluid in. And it's like, do you like know what you're doing? It's like, so. But I mean, these doctors would tell you, like, have said it's not like a complicated procedure. Like even craniocervical fusions. Like I've talked to neurosurgeons, and they're like, this is not. It's in a dangerous area, but it's not a complicated thing. So not just because a doctor does it doesn't mean it's complicated. Um, but yeah, I realize I'm not trained, but it's like, what am I supposed to do? Just wait to die, you know? Like I need help. Like I need to go give blood for money. I need to go see this doctor and just keep getting injected. Because like I have they did X-rays yesterday, which is one good thing, and I have a reverse curve, so it's like it's straight, and at the top it curves a little forward, so it's supposed to be curving back. So and it's not supposed to be straight. So it's like it's messed up, and so I need to. I've been doing curve correction for 4 months, and nothing's happened. Like I'm the same as I was 4 months ago, maybe worse. So it's like I need. I mean, I feel stronger for all the physical therapy, but the ligaments and the bones, they don't really feel much stronger. Like up around C1 where I had picl, that definitely feels a lot stronger, like a lot stronger. Like I can tuck my chin to my chest, and it's like that's not. I couldn't do that before. I just couldn't. It was really bad, neurological symptoms, all that shit. I don't really have. I have dizziness. Like if like I turn my head back and forth, like quickly, like rotating my head, I get pretty dizzy. Like rotating my head's sketchy still. I think I need another picl or two, but or craniocervical fusion. But I was like, I can't do a craniocervical fusion now because it's like my spine's straight and has a reverse curve, and if they fuse me like this, I'm like, it's they fuse you the way it is. They don't like move things as they should be and then fuse it. They just, as you are in a neutral position, they just fuse you. Oh, it was just really fucked up. They shouldn't do that. Um, but doctors aren't aware that neck curve matters at all. I mean, they're aware like it's not ideal, but they're not aware that like that's like everything. Like you really need to have a proper neck curve because that means even you can be leaning forward and your head's back over the center of your gravity. So when you're leaning forward, it's still supported more over top of your body. And um, that's why most people can like lean forward and do the dishes when they're healthy. And it's not a big deal. Like, it's not because their ligaments are super strong or their muscles are super strong. It's because the way the head curves, the neck curves backwards, because a lot of like we evolved to do stuff in front of us. So a lot of the stuff we do is in front of us. So when we're leaning forward, the head moves up to like a little bit neutral position. Like our head will be forward, but the center of gravity will move towards more like a neutral position. So now you're still balancing on your spine instead of just carrying the weight with your head. So that helps a lot. Now, obviously, people that, if you're in like a push up position, your head's just floating out there, so you're using all muscle and ligaments. So, and healthy people can do a lot of that. I can't do a lot of that. Um, so, uh, so I still have issues with like muscle and ligaments and stuff. But I'm working on it. The muscles gotten stronger. Keep gaining weight, but I have to go real slow because I'm like every 4 days. Sometimes I'll take a break. I'll be like, man, I'm just tired because I was doing more, like maybe walking around a little more, doing a little more chores, and I'm just like, I'm just tired. Like basically, if my neck's tired, I don't use it. I used to push to the point where like, all right, I'm tired, but I need to get stronger, so I'll push even further. So now it's starting to hurt. Now I'll stop once it's starting to hurt. Like once I feel burning or some sharp pain, then I'll stop. But now I'm just like, if I'm just tired, I just stop and I go rest. And then when my muscles aren't tired, I'll get up and move around again. And then if I'm tired, I stop. Even if I'm like in the middle of cooking, I'm like, oh, I'm tired, so I'm done. I just leave the food out and I go sit or lay down because it's like you don't want to. It's better to do that than hurt yourself. So once I get a little tired, I'm just like I stop, um, and I rest because that allows. If you're not injuring yourself, then you keep exercising the muscle. But if you're injuring yourself, and now you can't exercise the muscle anymore. Now you have to wait for that to heal. So that's so it takes longer. It's like if you're trying to get stronger, you don't do 100 push-ups in a row. You do 10, which might be like easy. Hypothetically, like if like if 10 was easy for you, down. Ah, if ten was easy for you, then you would just you'd do 10 and you'd wait in like an hour, then do 10 more and wait an hour, and then do 10 more and wait an hour. And through the course of a day, you do 100, you wouldn't be in any pain. But your muscles get that work put in, so they do get stronger. Whereas if you do 100 at once, maybe you tear your shoulder up, you tear your chest up, and you can't work out for like 5 days or like 2 weeks. So that's what I mean. Like that's that's the idea. Um, so I was like gonna keep doing injections, and then with the neck curve, hopefully that would make all those ligaments stronger, so they would then hold the new position. Because as it is now, I think they're just so loose that whatever I do just gets undone immediately. Like it's like if you have a loose rope tying two boards together, like you can move those boards any which way you want. Like that rope's still going to be loose, and they're going to go back to whatever way they were before. So I don't know if that's a great example, but I think you get the idea. There's just nothing to hold them in my neck in place like that. Like the muscles are, I'm training in that way, and the curve, I'm like, with the laying down and then using the neck weights and trying to sit with good posture and using like support like this and but yeah, I think so. I'm gonna try to do that every month. Just prolotherapy, nothing, no PRP, no stem cells. Just I can probably afford that every month just from the blood donations, and then just keep doing that every month. Just keep doing it, um, and then keep working on my curve, and then maybe I'll get to the point where I'm strong enough to then work again. Because I'm never gonna get disability. They don't care if I die, and they want me to die. That'd be better. So, yeah. And I, at this point, I don't really have anyone to help. So, it's just on me. I either do it and fix myself or I'm dead. So, no one gives a shit, really. Um, anyway, that's me.